This is Nightline.
Tonight, what's going on with Britney Spears after her arrest on suspicion of DUI?
From Rancho Road, a block east of Houston and in and out of lanes and near DC is now speeding.
How the circus singer went from the height of pop fame to the center of the Free Britney movement.
And the Free Britney movement, you guys rock. Honestly, my voice was muted and threatened for so long.
But now concerned fans are raising the alarm.
I pray for Britney Spears.
The Instagram videos that sparked questions.
It's either Free Britney or Britney needs to be locked up. But what if the truth is somewhere in between?
And Iran's new supreme leader, his first message as more ships come under attack in the Persian Gulf. War with Iran, Nightline special coverage continues. Tonight is day 13. Plus, Scarpetta, the new thriller starring Nicole Kidman and Jamie Lee Curtis.
We will literally fight about anything, anything.
How Jamie Lee convinced Nicole to be her co-star.
When this woman asks you to do something, she's incredibly beguiling. So, look at her. I mean, she is.
Beguiling.
And who won their on-screen fist fight?
You would think that, I would drop her in a nano.
From ABC News headquarters in New York, this is Nightline.
Good evening and thanks for joining us. I'm Deborah Roberts. The life of pop icon Britney Spears has taken another troubling turn. The singer may be headed back to a courtroom after her recent arrest for a suspected DUI. This comes nearly 4.5 years after her controversial conservatorship was ended by a judge. As Nightline co-anchor Juju Chang tells us, some of her beloved fans are now asking if Britney is okay.
From Rancho Road, a block east of Houston and in and out of lanes and near DC is now speeding.
It was around 9 o'clock. The California Highway Patrol began getting phone calls of a reckless driver.
This is a 2026 BMW convertible. I'll get you a model.
It was being described as a black car that was going very fast, that was weaving in and out of traffic.
7-1 copy.
7-1, I believe I'm going to be behind the vehicle.
They pull it over, and it's Britney Spears.
Britney Spears arrested for a suspected DUI.
For Britney Spears, this is her first DUI.
Tonight, we take a look inside Britney Spears' recent misstep with the law and her long road from the height of fame to the center of the Free Britney movement, while breaking free of a controversial conservatorship.
There's been a ton of discussion, people saying she should never have been let out of the conservatorship.
It's either Free Britney or Britney needs to be locked up. But what if the truth is somewhere in between?
Today's ruling puts Britney one step closer to the freedom she's been fighting for.
This was at the 2021 court hearing. It's kind of fun to look back on it. We use these signs at every Free Britney rally. The Free Britney movement came to be to advocate for ending the conservatorship of Britney Spears. We fought for Britney's freedom.
At the height of her career, Britney Spears was put into a controversial conservatorship, which lasted 13 years. She said she had no rights.
The conservatorship is led by Jamie Spears, her father, which, as we have learned from her memoir, she had a long and extremely troubled relationship with.
So Britney has described the conservatorship as hell, basically.
The Free Britney movement was about raising Britney's voice or raising these issues at a time when she really couldn't.
I think from very early on, Britney has always attracted a fan base that wants to protect her.
We worship at the altar of Britney Spears. I wanted to be Britney Spears.
It's sort of hard to overstate how big Britney Spears was at the height of her fame in the late 90s and early aughts.
She releases Baby One More Time, and she became an instant hit.
Obviously, Baby One More Time, followed by Oops, I Did It Again, the greatest 1-2 of all of pop music history.
And then fast forward to 2004, and that's when Britney starts dating this unknown backup dancer, Kevin Federline.
They are married. And in quick succession, she and Kevin Federline have 2 children, 2 boys. And so they begin to have major disputes. And eventually they divorce 2 years later in 2006.
Britney Spears, she has filed for divorce from her husband, Kevin Federline. What will happen to their 2 young children, also her $50 million fortune?
Britney Spears was followed by a mob of 50 to 100 people who exhibited absolutely no respect for her boundaries or personal space.
She shaved her hair off in front of paparazzi cameras. It was the pretty all-American dream girl with the gorgeous blonde locks.
Britney tells her side of the story in her memoir, The Woman in Me, which was narrated by Michelle Williams.
Shaving my head was a way of saying to the world, you. You want me to be pretty for you? You.
Also in the memoir, she tells the story of how being forced to give up her kids is what landed her in the hospital. She says she barricaded herself in a bathroom. The police were called.
Before I knew what was happening, a SWAT team in black suits burst through the bathroom door as if I'd hurt someone. The only thing I was guilty of was feeling desperate to keep my own children for a few more hours and to get some assurance that I wasn't going to lose them for good.
The petition for a conservatorship starts when family steps in, and initially it's supposed to just be temporary. But what was temporary quickly turns into something far more permanent.
I think you could say that Britney Spears was an indentured servant to the people who controlled her life. The court, her guardian, her father.
I was the host of Britney's Gram. And I start talking on the podcast about how we find this really suspicious, just knowing what we know about Britney world.
The Free Britney movement turned into protests on the street, people demanding legal rights for Britney.
What do we want? Free Britney! When do we want it? Now!
So there were 2 huge documentaries that came out around the same time. One was Framing Britney Spears, and the other was Britney versus Spears. And it really opened the floodgates to the public debate that was simmering about whether or not this conservatorship was good or bad for Britney Spears.
The Free Britney movement was looked upon as a total joke at first, and when all this stuff came out and this became a point of mainstream conversation, they were like, finally, we're being taken seriously.
We learned, and not only was she under court control for almost 14 years, but this woman was not only conserved, she was trapped at every stage of her life.
Eventually, Britney has enough momentum, and she hires her own lawyers and tries to get out of the conservatorship in court.
Hey, ho, the conservatorship has got to go!
She can't drive, she can't meet with people when she wants to, she has to perform 7 days a week.
She was not allowed to say no when the guardian decided she needed an IUD put in so she didn't have any more children.
An attorney for Jamie Spears maintains that his actions were done with Britney's best interests at heart, and they were, quote, well within the parameters of the authority conferred upon him by the court. His actions were done with the knowledge and consent of Britney, her court-appointed attorney, and the court.
There were a series of factors that led to the conservatorships being lifted. First and foremost is how unusual this was. Second was definitely Britney Spears' own words and account.
I would like to be able to share my story with the world and what they did to me instead of it being a hush-hush secret to benefit all of them.
In September of 2021, when the announcement is made that the conservatorship has ended, there are celebrations outside the courthouse.
And the Free Britney movement, you guys rock. Honestly, my voice was muted and threatened for so long, and because of you, I honestly think you guys saved my life.
After getting out of the conservatorship, I think almost everyone was just rooting for her.
At the end of 2025, she sold her rights to her music, as many A-list artists have done in recent years, for a reported $200 million.
She was able to do an incredibly successful duet, Hold Me Closer, with Elton John, which became a huge hit.
Hold me closer, time to dance.
And so it seemed like, okay, she's getting her groove back. But these videos on Instagram raised a lot of questions.
If you follow Britney Spears on Instagram, you probably have thought that some of her posts have been a little bit bizarre and unexplainable.
So many people were concerned when they saw her dancing with knives. She later said that those were just prop knives and that she was paying homage to Shakira.
Britney Spears was arrested Wednesday, March 4th for suspicion of DUI.
They alleged that she was driving under the influence, and she was taken under arrest and then taken to the Ventura County Jail.
Typically, a DUI is a big deal when someone's had it before. For Britney Spears, this is her first DUI. It seems, though, what's happening is she's being judged by some in the court of public opinion who are saying, oh, wait, she seemed under the influence before. So this is an ongoing problem.
Britney's rep issues a statement saying essentially it's inexcusable and that she's going to take steps to make it right. And hopefully this is the first step in a long overdue change that needs to occur in Britney's life.
This is something that we rarely, if ever, see from representation. I think that signals that there probably is a bigger issue going on with Britney Spears.
I think she had gone through so much trauma because of the conservatorship that it was probably going to take a lot of time to undo that trauma.
I think it's possible and important to acknowledge Britney's autonomy while acknowledging that she, like many people, may need some help. But I think that whatever's going on in Britney's personal life is for Britney, the autonomous adult, to sort out.
And Juju has more details on this story. The full episode, Britney Spears Chasing Freedom, is streaming now on Hulu and Disney+. We turn now to the fast-moving developments in Iran. The newly appointed supreme leader sending a message for the first time in a statement released on state media. It's day 13 of the war with Iran. As the war in the Middle East intensifies, Mojtaba Khomeini giving his first public statement since being elected supreme leader, read by a presenter on state TV.
این کشورها باید تکلیف خود را با متجاوزین به وطن عزیزمان.
Iran's new leader still has not been seen or heard since the war began. He was injured in the attack that killed his father, the late supreme leader Ali Khamenei. Mujtaba Khomeini emphasizing Iran's grip on the Strait of Hormuz, a critical waterway for the world's oil supply. At least 6 ships targeted in the last 48 hours. The result? Oil prices for a time jumping back to $100 a barrel. This all coming as the U.S. and Israel further pressing their offensive inside Iran. U.S. Central Command reporting at least 5,500 targets have been hit so far. The tension boiling over here at home. A driver ramming a car through the gate of Temple Israel outside Detroit. The suspect found dead after security guards fired on the car. And in Virginia, a shooting at Old Dominion University. At least one person is dead. The gunman found dead inside the building.
He wanted to conduct a terrorist attack similar to that in Fort Hood, Texas.
The suspect identified as a former National Guardsman who was convicted in 2016 of attempting to provide material support to ISIS. He was released in 2024. Stay with Nightline and ABC News for continuing coverage of the war. When we come back, we switch gears. 2 Hollywood legends, Jamie Lee Curtis and Nicole Kidman, opening up about becoming co-stars for the first time and why they treasure their off-screen friendship. Welcome back. Jamie Lee Curtis and Nicole Kidman haven't known each other that long, but they certainly hit it off as embattled sisters in their new forensic crime thriller, Scarpetta. ABC's Michael Strahan sat down with both of the stars.
I recently sat down with Hollywood royalty, Academy Award-winning actors Nicole Kidman and Jamie Lee Curtis. They're both starring and executive producing in the new forensic crime thriller, Scarpetta, out on Prime Video.
We will literally fight about anything, anything. A song from our childhood.
Based on Patricia Cornwell's best-selling novels, Kidman and Curtis play embattled sisters haunted by their father's murder, a childhood trauma that inspires Kidman's character to become a forensic pathologist.
Second time's a charm.
Good luck, Dr. Scarpetta.
Kidman even studying with a real-life medical examiner to prepare for the role.
What did you learn?
How to do an autopsy.
Are you serious?
Oh yeah, all the organs and what comes out first and how you contain them, and we know how to pick up the scalpel. We know exactly what we're doing, and that takes a lot of time.
Yeah, when you were like, I learned how to do an autopsy, you stared at me. I got a little scared.
Yeah, be scared. Be very scared.
You say you always wanted to play Scarpetta. What was it about the character?
My sister read the novels. She's a crime obsessive, so when it came around, she was like, oh my God, you have to do it. You have to do this. And when this woman asks you to do something, she's incredibly beguiling. So look at her. I mean, she is.
Beguiling. If you asked me to do something, I'd just do it right now.
And charismatic.
Their admiration for each other began long before starring side by side. But it wasn't until 2022 that the two finally met in person at the Academy Awards.
I was sitting at a table, minding my own business, and my friend said, Jamie, someone wants to talk to you. And Nicole
We have a
Kidman,
photo of that.
I have a photo of it. It was like, hello. We shook hands. And this is when Nicole Kidman said to me, I watch you. I'm watching you. And I like what you do. I like what you say. I like how you do what you do. And I want you to keep doing it. And then she walked away. And I think I looked at her and said, and you're good too. And then she walked away.
But the universe brought them back together just months later, where they would soon share another first, an on-screen fist fight.
Was there any satisfaction in a fist fight?
Fist fight? Well, let me just say this. You know,
She won.
She is, as I would say, a wee wisp of a girl. You know, she looks, you know, she's lithe and thin and strong. But like, you know, I'm, you know, zaftig and, you know, I can pack a punch. You would think that, you know, I would drop her in a nano. And the truth is, this was a real wrestle.
And while their on-screen relationship as sisters is fraught with challenges, their off-screen friendship is rock solid.
I'll text her in the morning very early.
And the text is this.
You up.
You up, question mark. And then
And
I
she's
am
always
always
up.
up. And then I call, and this is what I get. Jamie. Hi. And then it begins.
What have you learned about each other? Is there one thing or something you've learned about the other?
She emotionally and physically holds you and offers incredible unconditional love.
There's an incredible, gentle person here that I didn't know, and I think what we have shared together has been the human part, not the show business part.
Our thanks to Michael Strahan. Scarpetta is out now on Prime Video. Up next, Oakland, California celebrates one of its own, Olympic champion Elisa Leo.
This is for y'all, all right? Yeah.
Finally tonight, figure skater Elisa Leo honored with a huge hometown embrace. It's tonight's Nightline.
I could not be more proud to represent Oakland out on the big stage.
Folks flocking to celebrate the Olympic champ, the pride of Oakland, California. She's the first American woman to take home an individual figure skating gold medal since 2002. The star athlete thanking her hometown for all that love. That's Nightline. See you right back here tomorrow at the same time. Thanks so much for staying up with us. Good night, America.